Hey everybody, thanks again for tuning in to another episode of Formula Relapse. I'm your host Juan, and today we're going to be talking about what to expect for the Miami Grand Prix weekend that's ahead of us. Miami is known as the city of glitz and glamour and wealth across the East Coast, and so it's no surprise that the F1 organization has decided to make a race here. I think it's very fitting, kind of, the clientele that an F1 race would attract compared to kind of, potential advertisers that maybe want to advertise to those people. And so I think this is nothing but a good thing for the U.S. market. Lately we've seen a really huge interest from the F1 market with things like Drive to Survive, right? Drive to Survive has increased a huge audience here. And I know personally I'm one of those that originally I just kind of liked racing games. And then I came into the first season of Drive to Survive, and that's where I kind of fell in love with the sport. I started to really like it. Sure enough, that following season, I started watching every single race, and so now I'm a big fan. Season 3 of Drive to Survive, or whatever the season was that just came out, wasn't too great, but I know what it does for the sport, even though if a lot of people don't really like it, I think it's really good kind of impact for the sport. I wouldn't be surprised to see more American companies kind of show up, make an appearance, whether it's here at the booths, at the actual race. So I wouldn't be surprised to see more American companies try and engage the audience that's going to be showing up to this and that's going to be watching. I know typically during the race, we'll have kind of those same advertisers that are thrown about, MST Cruises, Rolex, Aramco. But I'm not going to be surprised if I see some kind of special highlights to some other advertisers, and specifically American companies. I think this would actually be a really good opportunity for Haas as well to announce maybe who their title sponsor is going to be. If they're going to announce it, I think one of the U.S. races would be a great place to do it. So either here in Miami or over in Austin. And so I would not be surprised to see them kind of strategize and make that kind of announcement during this weekend, especially, the times are more friendly to U.S. audiences. There's going to be a lot of promotional material going out. And so I would not be surprised to see them possibly make an announcement of who their title sponsor is going to be. I know originally they kind of talked about taking their time with it because they didn't want another Uralkali happening. They didn't want another Rich Energy happening. So, I don't doubt that they've been kind of doing their due diligence and kind of making sure to iron out a specific contract. But like I said, I think maybe that's something that we can kind of expect from this weekend. I know the residents of Miami were not too happy with the race taking place. I think it's happened about 10 minutes north of downtown Miami, and it's situated around the Hard Rock Hotel. Racers are expected to complete a number of 57 total laps, and the circuit length is 5.412 kilometers in length, and the total race distance comes out to about 308. I wouldn't be surprised seeing a bunch of A-list celebrities down in the paddock this weekend. Having the broadcast itself focus on the people that are there, because there's no doubt about it that the F1 market is absolutely capitalizing on the fact that a lot of celebrities like to hang out here. We recently saw Lewis golfing with Tom Brady. We saw Red Bull hanging out with the Marlins. We saw Russell just sitting courtside at the Miami Heat game. They called out his name and nobody knew who he was. There was no cheering whatsoever. But I mean, that's what this needs, right? This needs that exposure to the American market. Other notable things that were going on were Pierre Gasly with Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan signed a pair of shoes for Pierre Gasly. That's like one of the dreams there, and so super happy for him. Yuki went to a boxing fight. I don't know this organization, DAZN, Danzin. I'm not sure what this boxing organization is, but he was at Madison Square Garden. I think it was a sold out show, so that must have been a really cool experience. Dustin Johnson and Kygo were out there hanging out with Lando Norris at a golf game. I remember seeing on his story he had actually said, "Hey, anybody down for some golf?" And I guess that's who he got. So pretty crazy. Bottas and Joe were also hanging out with the Miami Dolphins. So again, I don't doubt this is going to be a really great opportunity for celebrities to kind of showcase it to whatever their fans are, and just F1 to capitalize on what is going to be the Miami weekend.